Man, Johnny, so it's been a crazy week, man. As you know, and as everyone who watches this show would know, Netflix won the bidding war and they acquired the rights to Warner Brothers Discovery, man.
Man, congratulations to Netflix.
Yeah, man. Man, because at the beginning, remember it was looking like Paramount was going to be at the forefront of being the ones to acquire Warner Brothers, but man, Netflix came out in the end and they won, man.
Man, they won big.
Yeah,
They
man.
won
I
big.
mean, they spent a lot of money to do it, man. But Netflix has officially won the bidding war to acquire Warner Brothers, and this is one of the biggest shakeups the industry has seen in decades. We're talking about a streaming giant, a company built on digital disruption, absorbing one of Hollywood's oldest and most iconic studios. This is Disney buying Fox level, I'm talking about, maybe even bigger, man. I mean, this is huge. When you think about all of the IP and even the streaming platforms like HBO and HBO Max and everything that they're getting ready to acquire, man, this is major,
Yes,
bro.
it is. Yes, it is, man. So, I mean, man, I was talking to my sister the other day and we were talking about this, and I was telling her, I was like, man, do you remember when we had to get DVDs from Netflix in the mail?
Yeah,
And then, when they started where you can put your the movies in your queue. And
right.
then as you sent movies back to them, then they would send something else back to you. I mean, and then they came out with their kiosk, and then, to be a full blown out streamer where you can watch it on your laptop, your phone, everywhere, man. But man, first off, man, this transforms Netflix from a streaming service to a full blown traditional powerhouse studio, bro.
Yeah,
I
it really
mean,
does.
now they own Warner Brothers Pictures, HBO, DC, New Line, Cartoon Network, Warner Animation. I mean, the vault is deep. I mean, IP up the wazoo. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Everything that they own now. Harry Potter, come on, man. It's
Man, it
crazy.
is crazy, man. Because like when you think about it, like you just said, like all of the DC stuff, like will there be changes to DC? James Gunn recently took over DC's as the head of studios at DC Studios, and now since this acquisition from Netflix, is that going to change anything? Like as of right now, we don't know. But the one thing we do know is like a lot of times when these takeovers happen, there are always changes internally.
Yeah, it's always changes internally, man. I'm hoping they don't do so much so fast as far as changing people around and making things different. But one thing that I did hear Netflix say was that a lot of the big name movies that Warner Brothers will be putting out, that they will still be released in the movie theaters. Now,
Right, right.
since
And I know that was a major concern from a lot of people because a
yeah,
lot of people still like or love, especially the directors. A lot of us
yes,
in the industry, we love theatrical releases. That's
that's
what
right.
we all strive to have, theatrical releases.
Yeah, man. Because it brings the people together, and you get to, get a real life feel of what people are feeling when they're in the movie theater, when they're coming out of the movie theater. You can't get that when people are watching this stuff at home, you know.
And as a filmmaker, you want an audience to see the film the way that it was intended or meant to be seen
That's
on
right.
a big screen.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right, man. Because there's a lot of work that go into theatrical releases, man.
there
And
is.
Ryan Coogler, did a master class on
Right.
on his film, and as far as the cameras and the screens that were going to be shown and all that different stuff, man. So to be sitting at home on your 80-inch or whatever, your 32-inch or whatever size TV you have, you won't get that experience
You
that
won't.
is meant for you to feel, even from the sound effects and all that stuff that goes into a movie, man. You don't get that by sitting at home. So I am proud of Netflix for saying that they are going to continue to release those theatrical release movies in the theater. But my question is, how long will those movies stay in the theater? Because you got to think about it. Some of those people are going and paying $15 to go to a movie, but then there are other people who, buy a subscription to Netflix, and they're paying this subscription every month. So they're like, okay, I don't want to go to the movies to see it, when I can still sit here at home and watch it. It will be a few people like that. So how long will these movies stay in the box office to
Now, I
really
believe
get
they
those
did say
numbers?
that, like, in terms of the Netflix originals that sometimes go to the theaters, like, there'll still be, like, a short window that they'll be in theaters, but then they'll go to streaming. But in terms of, like, the Warner Brothers properties, they still plan on having them stay in theaters for, I guess, like, the max,
Okay.
um, window in terms of these theaters being out in theaters or whatever. So I think it's like 40 days, or I forget how long it is for before they go to streaming or whatever
Okay.
now. But I guess it can vary though,
Yeah.
like for the larger films, I'm sure they can stay in theaters a little bit longer. But as of right now, they said that they're not gonna change any of that. And over time, just based on like the audience, that they feel that those windows are gonna shorten anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
who
that's
knows,
true.
man?
That's true, but man, that's gonna even change a whole lot because, not just for the movies, but even for TV series, or those streaming series that Netflix has because, shout out to the Duffy brothers for what they're doing with the, season finale of Stranger Things. They
Yes,
fought hard for that finale to be shown in the movie theaters.
yes,
So, I mean, I can even see, either the premiere of a new movie, a season finale. I mean, not movie, but TV show being in the theaters, or again, a season finale, mid-season finales, or whatever the case may be. I can see some of that stuff, depending on how big that particular IP is or that show is for its, for what's going on at that time. If it warrants going to a movie theater. But man, this is going to change a whole lot for a streaming giant like Netflix to now be entering into theatrical stuff, man,
it
movies,
is, man,
all
and
kind of stuff, man. It's crazy.
it really does, man. And here's where it gets interesting, Johnny. Because once Netflix takes control, nothing is guaranteed to stay the same. The one question that is coming up is like, and you kind of touched on it earlier. Will Netflix push more Warner Brothers films to streaming? And they said that they will not. Like the one thing that they plan on doing is just continuing as Warner Brothers has done in the past. But here's the thing, man. HBO also has a huge library,
Yes.
and they have HBO Max. Now, are they going to absorb HBO Max, or are they going to leave it separate?
They may end up doing like one of those bundles. Like you can get Hulu and Disney and ESPN all that together. You may be able to do it where they get Netflix and HBO Max together,
Right.
and some Discovery stuff. I don't know, man, but it's gonna be crazy, man. I mean, I'm gonna say this, and I think I said it before. I can't remember, but I know, when we were talking about possibly Paramount, you know, Paramount Skydance taking over and buying Warner Brothers, that they would have had the whole game on lock. But now I'm glad to see that there is going to be two big giants at this game together. It's not just going to be one. So that part is going to be fun. That part is going to be fun to watch.
And I believe, like, man, what was the number? Was it like 84
It was
billion that they paid
83,
for
I
it?
think it was $83 billion, man.
Man, that's insane. That's even larger than what um Fox was bought out by Disney for.
Yes. Yes.
Because I think theirs was like 76
Yeah,
or
somewhere
something. I
around
can't I
there.
can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a huge amount,
$83 billion.
and 84 billion
Yeah. It's
for Warner
crazy.
Brothers. And I want to say that David Zaslav, who is like the head over there at Warner Brothers, man, I want to say that everything that he was doing was leading up to this acquisition by Netflix.
Definitely.
Like for the sale. I think he was building everything up for Warner Brothers to be sold.
Oh, yeah. I believe so too. And I
Yeah.
mean, that's great strategy, man, to make everything good, put all the good stuff out there like that, and then sell it off. I mean, you see what it got him, 83 billion.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Warner Brothers is the studio that built Hollywood. Everything from Casablanca to The Matrix, Harry Potter, The Dark Knight, and now seeing it all under the Netflix umbrella is both a passing of the torch and a signal that the old guard is changing.
Yeah.
Like some things that could be brought up is like what's gonna happen to the WB brand? Like, are they gonna do like Disney, for instance? Like they still have some things that are under the Fox umbrella, right? Now, will Netflix do the same? Will they still keep the Warner Brothers name and just have like a separate umbrella for that, you know?
I believe they
Um,
should though.
yeah, I do too. I don't want to see Warner Brothers just completely go away.
Yeah. I mean I
Now,
mean when you see that WB, man, I mean, you know something. You know, like when you're watching a movie and you see a certain like the reel come on, you know, for that particular company, you're like, "Oh, okay, I know this is probably gonna be a good movie because this company produced it," or whatever. So even though the changing of the guard has gone to Netflix, just still having that Warner Brothers feel to those particular projects is gonna, you know, I think it's needed. I think it's still needed.
yeah. Now, of course, anytime there's an acquisition like this, especially on this scale, there's always some kind of pushback.
Mm,
And so one of those that are like pushing back is the Writers Guild of America. So what the Writers Guild of America said is that the world's largest streaming company swallowing one of its biggest competitors is what antitrust laws were designed to prevent. This merger must be blocked. That's one of the things that the Writers Guild of America is saying. And Senator Elizabeth Warren is saying she called the deal an anti-monopoly nightmare, warning it could lead to higher subscription costs, less consumer choice, and major power consolidation. Also, the Directors Guild of America expressed significant concerns and flagged the deal's potential to reduce diversity in content and restrict creative opportunities. And one of the last people, like, of course, one of my favorite directors, I say it all the time, Christopher Nolan,
yeah.
even spoke out against this as the DGA president. Nolan has collaborated with Warner Brothers for years and is a staunch advocate for theatrical exhibition. He warned that the studio's shift towards streaming and simultaneous releases shows a bait and switch on filmmakers and theaters. So here's the thing, man. Is this a good thing or what? I think at this point we just don't know. We don't know what to expect until it actually all goes down, man.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a lot of things that people have said was good for us, and it turned out not to be. I'm not gonna call no names, but yeah, a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So I mean, all we can do is wait and see. I mean, now higher subscription costs. Please, Netflix, don't raise my bill
Woo.
because I'm on the. I think they got tiers to their little subscription thing, and
They
I'm
do.
like on the
They do.
highest one. So don't change my prices, man. I enjoy watching my Netflix and everything that y'all, you know, you give me some good shows. So don't
Do you know
change
who's
that.
punching in the air right now?
What's that?
Blockbuster Video is actually punching the air right now because many, many years ago they had an opportunity to own Netflix, but they thought it was such a
God,
bad idea, they passed on it.
Johnny May
So, and now Blockbuster no longer exists.
no longer exists.
And Netflix has just acquired Warner Brothers, so they are punching the air, my
Yes, they
friends.
are. They doing the Johnny May Matthew.
Man, so what do you guys think, man? Are you excited to see what Netflix can do with Warner Brothers? Or in terms of Warner Brothers, like Porky Pig say, is that all, folks? Leave us your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you guys think.
That's right. That's right.